This is reading lesson number 64. This lesson is for you if you struggle with reading. I am April McMurtry, a professional reading specialist, dyslexia specialist, and the developer of the Learn Reading program, and I'm teaching you to read through 100 videos. It's important that you start with lesson 1. I have that video linked for you in the description below. The first 10 lessons are taken from my Begin Reading packet, and those worksheets are linked next to the number 1 in the description. Lessons 11 through 90 are taken from my Learn Reading program, and that is linked next to the number 2. And lessons 91 through 100 are taken from my adult reading class, and that is linked next to the number 3 in the description. I'd love to have you join me at any time in my live adult reading class, and there I can help you a little more personally. If you do not purchase the worksheets, it's important that you still copy the words down. So push pause, get a piece of paper and a pencil, and be prepared to copy down what you see. If you would like an online tutor, I can also recommend several of those in the description. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here's where we left off. Last time we were working on that AY grapheme. AY says A. So these last 4 words were your homework. I told you I would go over them with you. This word is daytime, paycheck, hairspray, and playground. Daytime, paycheck, hairspray, playground. Today's lesson we are on 64. Our sight word is once, as in once upon a time. Here are your sight words to practice. Your new grapheme is OA. OA will typically say O. It usually comes at the beginning and middle of words. It follows the tap 2 rule. When you come to a vowel, tap the next 2 letters. If either one of them is another vowel, then the vowel that you are on will say its name most often. As in this grapheme, OA says O. So when you see the OA on this page, say O. Here are your phonemic awareness exercises. Separate each sound in the word and decide which spot here represented the sound for O. And here are your new words for today. I'll do the first one with you. So we know now that OA says O. It makes that long O sound. So the sounds are S, O, K, soak. I will be quiet while you do this one on your own. So we know that OA makes the long O sound and says O. So the sounds are R, O, M, roam. Roam, as in you're going to roam around. All right, on this one, make sure that you know, well, let me just tell you, ing at the end is a common suffix that says ing. Ing, that I actually sounds like a long E. And that ng sound is, it's a glottal sound where your tongue is stuck against the back of your throat. It's a sound. So that ing suffix says ing. All right, I'll be quiet while you do the rest. So the sounds are l, o, d, e, ng. Loading. Loading. All right, let's try this one. So for this one, this AI also follows the tap 2 rule. That A is going to say A because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. This O will also say its long sound O because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. This C is going to make the hard sound K. When you see a letter in between 2 slanted lines, those 2 slanted lines means it's the sound of that letter. And we know it says the K sound because the next letter is not an E, I, or Y. If C is followed by any other letter, it says K. If it is not followed by an E, I, or Y, it makes its hard sound. So the sounds are R, A, N, K, O, T. Raincoat. raincoat. All right, fantastic. The rest of these are for you for homework. I'll come back next time and tell you what those were. Here's some vocabulary words for you to try. Some word cards to cut out and practice fluency with. Here are some sentences, so you can read the words in context. And a story for you. Morning, oats, and bananas. I hope that helps. I know you're doing great. I'll see you in the next lesson.